Hello and welcome to Time Capsule, Stories that Shaped the Era. I'm your host, Alex Monroe, and in today's episode, we'll be delving into a pivotal moment in history, the fall of Saigon in 1975, marking the end of the Vietnam War. Join me as we explore the key events and the impact of this significant chapter in our world's history. So sit back, relax, and let's travel back in time to uncover the story behind this historic event. The Vietnam War was a significant event in the 20th century, shaping not only the countries involved, but also the global political landscape. It was a conflict that pitted North Vietnam and the Viet Cong against South Vietnam and the United States. The roots of the war can be traced back to the end of World War II, when Vietnam declared its independence from French colonial rule. The subsequent division of Vietnam into North and South along the 17th parallel created tension that eventually erupted into a full-scale conflict. The United States became increasingly involved in Vietnam in the 1960s, fearing the spread of communism in Southeast Asia. This led to a massive deployment of troops and resources, making the Vietnam War a focal point of global attention. The conflict escalated into a brutal and protracted struggle, causing immense suffering and loss of life on all sides. As the war progressed, opposition to the conflict grew in the United States, leading to widespread protests and social upheaval. The Vietnam War became a deeply divisive issue, highlighting the complexities and moral dilemmas of modern warfare. By the mid-1970s, the war had reached a critical juncture, with the fall of Saigon marking the end of the conflict and the reunification of Vietnam under communist rule. The repercussions of the Vietnam War continue to be felt to this day, shaping international relations and influencing military strategies around the world. As the chaos escalated on April 30, 1975, the world watched in shock as the fall of Saigon unfolded. The streets were filled with desperate civilians clamoring to escape, with scenes of helicopters landing on rooftops to extract American personnel and South Vietnamese citizens. The sheer magnitude of the evacuation efforts was nothing short of astounding. As the North Vietnamese forces closed in on the city, we witnessed the poignant moments when families were separated and individuals made gut-wrenching decisions on whether to flee or stay behind. The palpable sense of uncertainty and fear loomed large over the city, creating an atmosphere of overwhelming emotion and despair. Amidst the turmoil, we saw the unwavering courage and resilience of those who were determined to survive. The human spirit was on full display as acts of bravery and selflessness played out amidst the dramatic backdrop of the fall of Saigon. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the aftermath of this historic event and the lasting impact it had on the world. As the chaos and desperation gripped the streets of Saigon, the American evacuation effort ramped up into overdrive. The iconic scenes of helicopters landing on rooftops to pick up evacuees became an enduring image of the end of the Vietnam War. Many people risked their lives to reach the safety of those helicopters, with heart-wrenching tales of families being separated and the scramble for a way out of the city unfolding in real time. The sheer scale of the evacuation and the bravery of the pilots and ground crews involved in these operations cannot be overstated. Their dedication and quick thinking saved countless lives during the final days of the war. The haunting images of people clinging to helicopters and bystanders cheering as each chopper took off are etched into the collective memory of that tumultuous time. It's a poignant reminder of the human cost of war and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Let's take a moment to honor those who found themselves on the rooftops of Saigon, reaching for a lifeline amid the turmoil. As the situation in Saigon deteriorated, the US Embassy became a beacon of hope for those seeking to escape the chaos. Amid the turmoil, the embassy staff, along with other US personnel, worked tirelessly to process thousands of evacuation requests, often facing overwhelming odds and heart-wrenching decisions. Amid the chaos and uncertainty, acts of courage and compassion shone through. Ordinary people, both Vietnamese and American, demonstrated extraordinary bravery and resilience. Their unwavering determination and quick thinking helped save countless lives during those frantic final days of the Vietnam War. This pivotal moment in history serves as a reminder of the enduring human spirit and the capacity for courage and resilience in the face of overwhelming challenges. It's a testament to the strength and compassion that can emerge even in the midst of chaos. As we approach the 46th anniversary of the fall of Saigon, it's important to revisit and honor the personal stories of the veterans who experienced the end of the Vietnam War. Many veterans have vivid memories of that time, and their reflections provide a deeper understanding of the impact it had on them and their fellow service members. From the chaos and uncertainty in the final days to the emotional aftermath as they returned home, these stories offer a powerful glimpse into the human side of history. It's through these personal accounts that we can truly appreciate the courage, sacrifice, and resilience of those who served during this pivotal moment in history. So let's take a moment to listen to the voices of those who were there as they share their thoughts and emotions about the end of the war and its enduring effects on their lives. As the turbulent events of 1975 unfolded, the American public found itself grappling with a complex mix of emotions and opinions regarding the Vietnam War. On one hand, there were those who adamantly supported the conflict and the government's efforts, believing it was a noble cause to fight against the spread of communism. On the other hand, a growing number of citizens were expressing their disillusionment and outright opposition to the war, citing the heavy human and financial toll, as well as the questionable motivations behind the US involvement. Many Americans were deeply affected by the war's toll on both American and Vietnamese lives, and the widespread media coverage brought the harsh realities of the conflict into living rooms across the nation. As a result, public opinion became increasingly polarized, and the growing anti-war sentiment led to widespread protests, rallies, and calls for the government to end its involvement. The profound impact of public opinion on political decision-making became evident as the nation grappled with the ongoing conflict. Ultimately, the division within the country mirrored the tumultuous events unfolding on the global stage, underscoring the profound influence of public sentiment on history's course. As the dust settled after the fall of Saigon in 1975, the long-term legacy of the Vietnam War began to unfold, impacting both Vietnam and America in profound ways. In Vietnam, the war's aftermath brought about significant changes, as the country sought to rebuild and heal from the devastation. The impact of the war on the Vietnamese people, their economy, and their infrastructure cannot be overstated. The physical and emotional scars of the conflict were felt for generations, shaping the country's path forward. In America, the Vietnam War left a lasting imprint on the collective consciousness of the nation. The war sparked widespread protests, political upheaval, and a re-evaluation of America's role in global conflicts. The legacy of the war also profoundly affected veterans and their families as they grappled with the physical and psychological toll of the conflict. Despite the passage of time, the legacy of the Vietnam War continues to reverberate in both Vietnam and America. It serves as a reminder of the human cost of war and the importance of understanding history to shape a more peaceful and compassionate future. As we look back on the fall of Saigon in 1975, it's important to reflect on the lessons learned from the end of the Vietnam War. One key takeaway is the importance of understanding the complexities of a conflict before getting involved. The war's end revealed the high cost of military intervention and the need for a more nuanced approach to international relations. It also highlighted the significance of effective diplomacy and communication in resolving conflicts peacefully. Another crucial lesson is the impact of war on the individuals involved, both soldiers and civilians. The fall of Saigon brought to light the lasting trauma and suffering experienced by those caught in the midst of violent conflicts. It serves as a stark reminder of the human toll of war and the importance of prioritizing peace and humanitarian efforts. Additionally, the events surrounding the fall of Saigon underscore the need for a clear exit strategy and comprehensive post-war planning when engaging in military interventions. The aftermath of the Vietnam War demonstrated the long-term implications of conflict and the significance of addressing the repercussions for affected communities. As we examine the lessons learned from the end of the Vietnam War, it's essential to carry these insights forward in our approach to global issues. By understanding the complexities of conflicts, prioritizing diplomacy and humanitarian efforts, and embracing the impact on individuals, we can strive to prevent future tragedies and work towards a more peaceful world. As we conclude this episode, it's important to reflect on the significant impact of the fall of Saigon in 1975 and its role in marking the end of the Vietnam War. This event has left a lasting imprint on history that continues to shape the modern world. The lessons learned from the conflict and its aftermath are valuable reminders of the importance of diplomacy, understanding, and the pursuit of peaceful resolutions. Looking ahead, it's essential to acknowledge the ongoing efforts towards reconciliation and healing in the region. The experiences of the past guide us in our pursuit of a more peaceful and prosperous future for all. As we navigate the complexities of global politics and international relations, it's crucial to keep the lessons from history in mind and work towards a world where conflicts can be resolved through dialogue and understanding. We hope this episode has provided you with valuable insights into this pivotal moment in history, and we encourage you to continue exploring the stories and lessons that shape our world today. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to connecting with you again in our next episode. Goodbye for now, and take care.